in my own journey, it was just pure desperation. I was willing to try a lot of these things, and some of the modalities absolutely did not work or would never work. What I say is a lot of the time we're dealing with Western problems that Eastern practices can't heal, right? Those Eastern practices were there as alongside life, not to heal the shit from life, right? So yeah, I think that people are now like, how do we have all this knowledge? Let's just pretend, because I don't even believe this is true. We have more knowledge than these ancient wisdom ancestors. Why are we more sick? Why are we more depressed? Why are we so much more stressed out? So I think they're starting to even question their own reality, that what we're doing isn't working. And even if it's quote unquote working, right? Like maybe you get pregnant through IVF, maybe the medication takes away your symptoms. You still have this thing in the back of your head that is like, I'm not happy. This is not where I want to be. This is not what I expected it to be. This wasn't on the pamphlet. And just questioning your own reality. And then, yes, these ancient practices, had this wisdom, and you're like, okay, well, bring that back in. And now trying to marry those together, like have it, because, I do think some of the ancient practices we have just like taken and aren't using them in the way that were designed, just like supplementation, right? People are like, what supplement should I take? I was like, nope, that's not your first step. That's your last step, and I think acupuncture and reflexology and even energy work and all that kind of stuff is, I heard one psychic say, if you don't take care of your gut health, you're never going to advance to the levels where you can do, because your gut health is completely linked to your brain health. And so your penile, your pituitary, and your hypothalamus, if there's like a disconnect in your body, you're not going to be able to go to where you really want to go because you're so sick. I was like, absolutely true.
Yeah, absolutely true. Yeah. And that's it. I think that sometimes we can see fertility as being in its own little box, and we can see fertility as, you often refer to it as, your lady parts. And it's like, it's not just about your particular issue. It's not just about, for me, the low egg count and the shitty egg quality, apparently, which then was able to conceive 2 children. It is such a bigger picture about our whole body. And when I say whole body, it's like, mind, body, soul, spirit, energy. It's everything. It's mental and emotional. So I think when women who are really stressed out and frantic about their diagnosis or their fertility challenges, and they tend to just go for the physical, for me, that's really 25% of the picture. There's the mental, emotional, spiritual part that has such a big impact on our whole body, and our vital life force energy flowing through our body without any energetic blocks. And so there is just so much more potential when we're looking at healing fertility. There is so much more potential than just looking at this little box of fertility.
Exactly. And I say, even if because my journey was just physical, like I have to admit, yes, I slowed down. I did some mindset work. I was doing yoga, a little bit of meditation, but what I say is that if you choose not to, or don't think you need to move through those energetic blocks, your kids will tell you exactly what you need to do. And then it just becomes harder. Because you have children to deal with. Your life isn't your life anymore, right? It is not, it is marketed to us very different than true reality of motherhood is, especially in this modern world, and especially if you don't know your intuition and who you are and how you want to mother, right? And that looks very different for everyone. But I'll tell you, with my 20 years of early education experience and my long ass wait to become a mom, it did not go down the way I thought it was going to go down, right? And especially if you're not shining a light on those energetic blocks. And like we talked about, it just gets passed down through the generations, and then you get to move through it together.